Shearwater, Lowestoft. Yes, you have permission under the bridge and out to sea.
So we've just arrived in Great Yarmouth. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm somewhere slightly different. I've come down to Lake Lothing in Lowestoft to come and meet John from Jet Adventures, who's right here. You all right, John, can I step on board? Oh, just want to say a massive thank you for letting me come on today. There's very few places actually to go and see the seals, especially around Great Yarmouth and Lowestoft. So that is what you can do. You can take people to go and see the seals. A lot of people come on holiday, they see the sea, they go down to the beach, but it's a completely different experience when you're out in the water, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're running 4 different trips at the moment. So we're doing harbour tours at low speed, just a look around the harbour, which is quite historic. We're doing coastal sightseeing, so we have a quick blast along the coast at Lowestoft, and we're doing trips up to Scroby Sands to see the seals and trips to Horsey Beach to see the seals.
Fantastic. I am so looking forward to this. Thank you so much for the invite. So we're going to be leaving Lowestoft. We're going to head up to Great Yarmouth as well. You never know, we might see some wildlife. But before we do any of that, of course, I'm sure you've got to give me a safety briefing.
Absolutely. Most crucial part of the day.
Let's do it.
Right, from the back, we've got 2 life rafts, a 6-man and an 8-man, which is plenty of space for everybody. So the most people we can ever have on board is 14, 12 passengers, 2 crew. We've got fixed VHF radios, we've got handheld VHF radios, we've got 2 chart plotters, the Raymarine and the Garmin.
This is a really random question. Is that the...
That's the steering. It's effectively, it's a steering wheel, but without a wheel. So if you imagine one spoke of a steering wheel with a knob on the end, that's it. It's really good. Wow. It's only a turn and a half, lock to lock, so it gives you loads of control. It's really easy to turn quickly if you need to or want to. What people might not be used to, comparing it to a typical boat with outboards on, we've got an extra control. So we've only got 1 engine, 1 jet. What we've got is what you'd normally expect is a gearbox. So we've got forward and reverse on the gearbox. Currently we've got 8 inboard seats. In the next week or so we should have an extra 4 seats fitted on top of the storage box. When people sit in on these seats, the idea is sit, use the back rest. You can put your feet on the tubes if you want to. It's a bit more comfortable because most people can't get the feet flat on the floor, and hold on to the 2 handholds. In theory the tubes can be used as well, but we're trying to move away from that. The idea, if you're sitting on the tube, is 1 hand, forward hand.
This reminds me of like a banana boat when you're on holiday.
Exactly. So in theory we've got lots of seats, so we can space people out quite well. Do you want to see the inside the engine bay? So we've got a 440 horsepower Yanmar straight 6 diesel, pushes us along quite nicely.
How fast does this go?
It's rated for 34 knots. Obviously that's very condition and weight dependent, but in theory we can go up to 34 knots. We've got a restriction on our insurance which restricts us to 25 knots with passengers. What 1 knot is 1.15 miles an hour, right, so it's just over a mile an hour. So effectively she's good for about, let's say, just under 40 miles an hour. So what would that be? About 60 kilometers an hour.
Nice.
But we typically wouldn't do that. Well, we wouldn't do that with passengers. Like I say, we're limited to 25 knots. Let's call that 28 mile an hour. So in the storage box, we've got grab bags, which if we do end up going on the life rafts, which we're not going to, then we'll take a couple of bags out of here with us that have got first aid kits, spare life jackets, etc. We've got some more storage under there. We've got spare fuel in there. We've got water. We've got engine oil, etc. in there, and other fascinating things. A spare anchor. So we've got a main anchor. We've got a spare anchor, which again is required under MCA legislation. That's about it for the safety brief, unless I've missed anything. If we have an emergency, we'll be calling Coast Guard on the radio. If we do have to be rescued, then we'll be showing them exactly where we are with flares or smoke, depending on whether it's day or night. We're going to head out through the harbour, so we start off in the inner harbour, also known as Lake Lothian. So we'll go under the Bascule Bridge, past the Royal Norfolk and Suffolk, past the lifeboat station, head out to sea, we'll turn left and we'll head north up to Yarmouth. We've got a couple of wrecks that I can't remember the name of, but I think Colin probably can.
The one to your right with the remains of the wheelhouse is the yellow tile. I don't know the other one.
Well, they're ex-fishing boats, they're ex-wooden fishing boats. They were brought here to be scrapped. So the story, and I don't know how accurate this is, but the story is that they were brought to be scrapped, but before they were scrapped, the company went out of business. So they're here for the duration. So straight in front of us now at 12 o'clock, we've got P-TANs. They'll train you to drive a lifeboat.
33 coverall rooms out. Brilliant, thank you. To Lowestoft, yes, you have permission under the bridge and out to sea.
Thanks very much. We're going up to Scroby, or going up to Yarmouth. We'll be back by 1 o'clock, 3 POB, over.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks very much, out.
So there is a chance sometimes you can see porpoises, which are not dolphins, right?
The most common around here are harbour porpoises.
You can even see humpback whales. Have you ever seen a humpback whale out here? But apparently you can.
Yeah, supposedly there's speculation there'll be orcas down here in the next 5 years.
Is that because the water's getting warmer?
And the seals are tasty.
Yes. That'd be an amazing sight.
It is supposedly partly global warming, the food's moving, so the animals are moving.
Now obviously the advice is to bring waterproof clothing. It's in the summer at the moment, and luckily the sea is very calm today, so famous last words, I'm not getting any spray whatsoever at the moment. So we're just going past Hopton Holiday Village on my left, and you can see the rock berms and how they protect the coastline here, because there's been a lot of erosion, which we'll see in just a moment. And in fact, if you want to see what Hopton Holiday Village is like, check out the video. The link is in the description or up there in the top right hand corner. So we're now just coming up towards Gorleston. So So that red buoy there, apparently John has just told me, is a marker because there is a wreck of the White Swan underneath there. Also, the White Swan in Great Yarmouth, that's how it gets its name. In fact, I don't know if you can see that, but it actually says it on the buoy there, although the W is missing. John, a stupid question, right? But how close are you allowed to go to shore?
Touch the shore if we wanted to.
Oh, right. So there's no like legal limits of how close you can go?
No.
Obviously you don't want to get stuck. And we're right by the beach right now. Can we go a little bit closer?
Yeah, we can. We're still in 7 metres of water. But obviously now I start to think a lot about swimmers.
So we're right near Gorleston at the moment, just the top end of Gorleston. You can see where we've come from actually, Lowestoft in the distance. She waved to people on the beach. The beach cafe is just in front of us there, look, and the rest of Gorleston with Gorleston Pavilion and the outer harbour over there. What's great about coming on a boat is how it feels to be on the water looking at the beach, because obviously you're so used to obviously being on the beach and looking out to sea. So Gorleston's over there, and as you know that Gorleston has got lifeguards in the summer, and obviously with a bit of downtime patrolling the waters, there's a lifeguard just out here right now. Hello. You've come out quite far. It's quite calm today. What is the temperature of the water like?
It's right, actually, it's one bit lower than last week. I reckon it's about 14, 13, 14.
13, 14? You've been going in since February, obviously with a wetsuit on. Yeah. Not many people out in the water today.
No.
So we're just going past the outer harbour in Great Yarmouth. I do remember when the outer harbour was first built, there was these big cranes. What happened to the cranes? They were there and then they went. They sold them. So yeah, a lot of these big cranes that you see at the outer harbour are to do with the wind farm, which is just literally over there. So in the distance, we can see Great Yarmouth Power Station, Nelson's Monument, the Pleasure Beach, and the big wheel and the piers. I don't know if you can see that in the distance right now. There's these concrete pillars out in the water just near the outer harbour in Great Yarmouth, and I've always wondered, what on earth are they?
Power station to take water in and let water out.
There you go.
Cold water in and let warm water out.
Oh, actually lets warm water out.
Yeah, it's the cooling system for the power station.
Right, so there you go, that's the cooling system for the power station. Does that mean then if you swim around there, the water's going to be extra warm?
That's a really bad idea, but it might be. We've got the water temperature on here, so it's currently 15.9 degrees.
The water temperature is 15 degrees right now. It does feel quite warm actually.
So as we pass in front of the outfall, we'll see if it goes up.
So we'll see if the water temperature goes up. It's currently 15 degrees, and we'll see if it does make it actually warmer. Because apparently the water past Sizewell in Suffolk is considerably warmer. But 15 degrees, it's not hot. So now you know, if you've ever come up to Great Yarmouth just near the outer harbour and you've wanted to know what these big structures are, they are to do with Great Yarmouth Power Station. But is the water any warmer? John, what's the temperature?
15.9, it's exactly the same.
So 15.9, so it's exactly the same. So it might let warm water out. I don't advise you to come swimming around here because it's, well, you shouldn't anyway, but it's not even any warmer. So we've just arrived in Great Yarmouth, and you might have come to Great Yarmouth before on holiday, you might live here, but to see it from the water looking back, you get a completely different perspective of it. I've definitely got my sea legs now, and it's also quite good to know that I don't get seasick if you like the video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. The link is in the description if you would like to take a trip on jet adventures and go and see John, and go and see the East Coast from the sea this summer. I'll see you next time.